So welcome to my class of indifference curve analysis, and in this we are going to do consumers equilibrium. Now we are armed with the knowledge of marginal rate of substitution and market rate of exchange, and the market rate of exchange is the budget line or the price line, or where price of x is upon price of y divided by price of y. And we've done marginal rate of substitution, which means that in a bundle of two commodities we have to see that if we want to increase the other commodity, say if we want to increase more of x, then we have to give more, forego y. All of that we've done in these few classes, and in this we are going to talk about consumers equilibrium, which is that point where the consumer, where is his optimum choice of the two bundles, how much of x and how much of y. That's what we are going to do in this. So I want you to see what is this, just go through that. And talking about this, so we have these consumers preferences given of x and y commodity that he wants, his income, and the market prices of the two goods he is going to consume. The preferences determine what the consumer will like to get. The income and the market prices determine together the possible combinations of the two goods that the consumer can afford. So out of the various possible combinations the consumer can afford, he will choose the one which gives him the highest utility. This is how consumer attains equilibrium. So in this, before we go on, let us do the assumptions, which we've done before, but I just want you to go through these again, the assumptions. So what are these assumptions? First is that the consumer is rational. This implies that the consumer aims at maximizing satisfaction. Graphically, it means that the consumer wants to reach as high an indifference curve which is possible. Second is utility is expressed ordinally, which means that the utility is expressed in terms of ranking, the first, second indifference curve, third indifference curve, etc., and not in terms of exact units, cardinal units as we spoke about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And another assumption is that marginal rate of substitution decreases continuously. It means that as the consumer obtains more and more units of a good, the rate at which he is willing to sacrifice the other good goes on decreasing. It is another way of saying that the law of diminishing marginal utility is working. So if you take it that way graphically, it means that the indifference curve is strictly convex to the origin. And the fourth assumption could be that utility is an increasing function of consumption, which means that a consumer is happy with more quantity consumed, because that means more utility. Such preferences are called monotonic preference. Graphically, it would mean that higher indifference curve represents higher utility. So based on this, there are two conditions of equilibrium. One, that marginal rate of substitution is equal to market rate of exchange, number one. And second, marginal rate of substitution falls as more of the commodity is consumed of one good in place of another. So this is what it is. So the two conditions as you saw. And based on that, let me just say, I'm going to explain that with the help of this diagram. You can just look at it, and this is how we will explain. Now look at this diagram where the budget line and the indifference curve is given. Okay, so in this we'll see how both the conditions are fulfilled. Now in the figure, it offers a diagrammatic illustration of the consumer's equilibrium. Okay, it is drawn on the assumption that the consumer is spending his given income, say rupees 60, across good X and good Y only, and Px is rupees 2 and Py is equal to rupees 1. Now in the diagram, E is the point of equilibrium. Here both the conditions of the equilibrium are fulfilled, which are: number 1, MRS, that is marginal rate of substitution of X for Y, is equal to price of X upon price of Y. And second condition is that indifference curve is convex at the point of equilibrium. Now in a state of equilibrium, the consumer is buying 15 units of commodity X and 30 units of good Y. Only when he does that, he is maximizing his satisfaction. So you can see it here. Now PQ is the budget line. So PQ is the budget line, as you see, the straight line. It sets a budget constraint for the consumer. That means the consumer cannot go beyond this line given his income rupees 60. And the price of good X is rupees 2 per unit and good Y is 1 per unit. So the budget line also reflects how much of good Y is to be sacrificed for an additional unit of good X given the prices of X and Y. Now indifference curve shows the consumer's preferences for good X and good Y. So this curve reflects how many units the consumer is willing to sacrifice of good Y for an additional unit of good X. So the equilibrium is struck at point E, where marginal rate of substitution is equal to market rate of exchange. So that means where the indifference curve is tangent to the budget line, that is the point of equilibrium. The rate of which the consumer is willing to substitute X for Y, given his taste and preference, coincides with the rate at which the market allows the consumer to substitute X for Y, given his income and prices of goods X and Y. Now at point E, the consumer is willing to sacrifice 2 units of Y for 1 unit of X is equal to MRS. This is exactly equal to the rate at which the market allows him to substitute X for Y. That is, Px upon Py is equal to 2 upon 1. So at the point of equilibrium, the consumer is buying 15 units of good X at the price of rupees 2 per unit and 30 units of good Y at the price of 1 per unit. Now he is spending his given income, that is rupees 60, on good X and good Y and maximizing his satisfaction. So as you can see in the diagram. So this is the optimum allocation of his expenditure. Now any departure from this would only lower the level of satisfaction. So both the conditions are fulfilled here. Like for example, now look at this. First condition, MRS XY is equal to Px upon Py. That is, slope of indifference curve is equal to the slope of the budget line or the price line. So they are tangent to each other. So if MRS is equal to 2:1, indicating that the consumer is willing to sacrifice 2 units of good Y for 1 unit of good X, let Px upon Py is equal to 2:1, indicating that the price of good X is 2 times the price of good Y, or that 1 unit of good X can be purchased in place of 2 units of good Y. Thus, when marginal rate of substitution XY is equal to 2:1 and Px upon Py is equal to 2:1, that is, both are equal, the consumer must be in a state of equilibrium, because the rate at which the consumer is willing to substitute X for Y is exactly equal to the rate at which the market allows it to be substituted for you. And at the point of equilibrium, indifference curve should be convex to the origin. This is because marginal utility derived from every commodity must decline as we consume more of it. If this law does not hold good, the consumer can never reach a point of stable equilibrium. Can equilibrium ever be reached when every additional unit of a commodity offers more and more satisfaction? And I know you've guessed the answer right. Certainly not. So you can get a question as what is consumer's equilibrium? Now looking at how many marks are given for it, basically it comes for 3 or 4 marks, and you don't have to get into so much of detail, but you can just explain where MRS is equal to MRE.